Kevin in the bathtub. Come here. Come over here so you can see. Come on. Come over here so Mama can see you. Here. Oh, wee. Right there. There, now smile pretty. Say cheese. Say cheese. Kevin, say cheese. Say cheese. Say cheese. What's he doing? Playing with his pee-pees, wasn't he?
Let's get a close-up of that. No. Yep, sure is playing with his pee-pee.
Look at that half smile. Gets a half smile and a little twinkle in his eye. Okay, turn it off and bring me some toys or something.
And Cassie's birthday too, it would be nice.
Splish, splash. It's getting cold. You getting cold? But you getting cold? Huh?
Where'd he go?
Get over there. Lauren. Play. Go play, Kevin. Play in the water. Cassie, it looks blurry. Is that all right?
No. Look, it's not.
Cassie. Hi, Cassie. Are you eating your breakfast this morning? Are you? Is it good this morning? What did you have? What did you have for breakfast, honey?
Cereal.
Tell Mama and Grandma. What'd you have? Say cereal. Tell me cereal. Cereal. That's what you had, huh? Was it good? Was it good for breakfast? You want some more? You're not full yet, huh? You want more cereal? Please, Grandma. Okay, I'll go over there and I'll get you some more cereal, okay? Okay, is that good, Cassie? You got your cereal now. Are you happy? Eat it up. Eat it up. Evan, what are you doing, you little naked butt? Come on, naked butt.
Stick this on.
Keep him there so he's running into me.
He's running away from me.
Right there. And twerpers.
Don't pull on that thing and yank the camera out.
Don't you do that. Go see Mama. Go see Mama.
Come here. No. No way, turkey butt.
I don't know how to do the focus.
It's automatic focus, Mama.
Well, it's blurry.
Well, that's because your eyes are blurry. Shouldn't be blurry.
What does that mean? I gotta figure out how to use this camera again. I haven't used it for a while. Hey, Kevin, smile pretty for the camera. Say cheese. Say cheese.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's real good, Kevin. Real good, honey.
We're gonna put girl socks on you. Just for the heck of it. No.
He has so much fun to dress.
Come here. Oops.
Coming out all over.
You stay right here. No! Wait for you to get your clothes on. Come here. Don't bite. Don't bite. You bite me and I'll knock you down, bud. What's the matter? Kevin. Kevin. Mommy's got more to put on you. Kevin. Don't you feel loved, Mom? Get to bed. Cassie, stop it. Cassie. I don't care. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm trying to get Hoover's dressed. Uh-huh. It isn't an easy task.
Are you done, Cassie? Did you make a mess? Huh? Huh? I already took Kevin. I want to take you. So all you're going to do is just sit there and look at this camera.
That's fun. Big Bobby. Big. Baba, hey.
Cassie? What are you two monkeys up to?
I'm picking.
You're picking what?
I'm picking.
What you picking?
A violet.
Flowers? Kevin's picking flowers too.
Is your violet?
Yeah. Are they pretty flowers? Let's see. Oh, did you get that one for me? Oh, it's,
Yeah, thank
thank you. Ooh, how pretty that is.
you.
Okay, let's see. Sit down and pick some more.
Okay,
Kevin, are you picking flowers too?
I'll take this one.
Picking pretty flowers, huh?
Ow! That's that girl.
Yeah, they have stickers because they're rose bushes.
I took it.
Rose bushes have stickers, honey.
I'll take it.
Ooh.
For you.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, look at all that. Isn't that pretty? Does it smell pretty? Does it smell pretty, Kathy? Uh-oh.
Yes, Ma.
Uh-oh. Are you having fun? Huh? Are you and Kevin having fun picking roses?
Huh? Kevin, for you.
Okay, that's enough roses.
Susan,
Kevy,
hurry those baskets over the fence.
just a minute.
Slow, Sue, not fast. If you back up, you'll get both of them.
Kevin with the big mouth. Kevin's going to help Grandpa. Are you going to help Grandpa too, Cassie? Help him carrying that wire thing.
I take that.
That's a good girl, honey.
Dang it, I opened this gate. Okay, you go put it in the garage. Don't touch nothing in there.
Is he driving you bonkers, Grandpa? Kevy, what you doing? What are you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Kevy. Come here, Kevin. Come here, honey. Come on, Grandpa, get you. You know Grandpa gets you. You better run. You better get back here. Aphrodite, what you doing? Oh no, oh
Sue, you look funny.
Kevin. Great. Kevin, get in and drive. Get in your car. Kevy. Shut the door. Get in and shut the door. Ooh, that's a big boy. Big boy. Come on, let's go. Let's drive. Let's drive. Come on, car. Come on, car.
Look at the camera! Look at the camera just... Uh-oh. Kevin's gonna get us again.
Here comes Jasmine.
Ah!
She's coming. Here she scoots over there.
No. Not Jasmine. Ow, my hair. Jasmine, no. Not my hair. No. Oh, my hair. No. Not my hair. Ow! Why do you go for my hair? Ah! Kill me!
He's kicking her in the head.
I'm watching it. Ow! No.
Is all that screaming really necessary, Michelle?
Yes, Jasmine pulling my hair and Kevin's jumping all over me.
Well, you don't have to scream. Let them scream.
What, honey?
Kathy, did you have to sit on me like that, huh? Sit you? I don't want to know. Kathy.
Don't let him stick his finger up your nose. He did that to me the other day. It hurt.
Gross.
It was like you got a beeline right from my nose. Ouch.
Jasmine keeps looking up at the camera. She's going to be great for this. We got good pictures of her.
You got me.
Look at Kevin over with Roberta.
Ba 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 ba.
Let go of my hair.
Here's our Jasmine. Our Jasbug.
Wait. No, sit down. Sit down, yeah. Sit down. There we go. Oh, I got you where I want you. I get you where I want you. No, go.
Jasmine, smile pretty. Say cheese. Jasmine, say cheese. Cheese, cheese.
Mama, look at it. Look at it. He loves it too.
Jasmine.
Okay, Kath, enough variety.
Jasmine.
Papa, what do you do? Mommy, what do you
Let me
do?
come up.
What do you do?
All right, Kathy. No, I don't think so. I quit.
Oh, you pain in the... Okay, that's it. That's good.
Ouch! Go get him from front. Wait! Ouch!
Come on, horses. Ride the horses. Jasmine wants to ride in. Bus.
Her butt's hanging out. So her butt's hanging
Okay, Jasmine. Giddy up, horsey, horsey. Giddy up, horsey, horsey. Oh, wee, wee. Oh, that's so much fun. Oh.
Daddy, get it with
Come here, give
Kevin, no, no.
Jasmine a
Kevin.
horsey. Woo! Jasmine a horsey. Come here, Kevin.
Help! 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 No!
Come here, Cass.
Oh, come here. Oh, come here, big boy.
Ah!
Wait a minute, hot dog.
Kevin.
Out!
He's into earplugs.
Out!
What is he doing?
He wants the earplug.
Kevin, you're silly.
He's like a little bird with
I
his
know.
mouth open.
I know.
He says, give it to me.
Ooh, don't let him have it, honey. He'll choke on it. You tease, Buffy.
It's all gone, all gone. Get you. I'll get you. I'll get you. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Oh.
When I sit down, it's dark. Darn it.
Why would you ever want to feed him anything less than America's finest dog food? New reward for the very best dogs in the world. What may just be the very best dog food.
Professional plumbers on professional strength liquid plumber.
All liquid drain openers are not the same. The thin stuff dilutes in water.
But the thick stuff goes through the water, clings to the hair cloth, and gets it to move on down the line.
The best liquid drain opener is in the gray bottle, professional strength liquid plumber.
Of all pine cleaners, more people choose Pine Sol. Pine Sol's got more active ingredients than the next leading brand. And Pine Sol disinfects better. It even kills staph germs. It's not really clean until...
It's Pine Solved.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Welcome back to... Are you through?
Well, you can't help
I
it.
just get so into this stuff. I love the theme from Star Trek, too, but I don't know how to... Welcome back to Entertainment Tonight. I'm John Tesh.
And I'm Lisa Gibbons. And for 11 happy years, the Fonz and Richie and the whole gang got together at Arnold's Drive-In to solve problems facing teenage America in the 50s. The show, of course, was Happy Days. Those were great times on TV, and there proved to be great things in store for the cast, as we discover now on Fast Forward.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
I don't think anybody
really realize what the impact would be in the beginning.
You could feel it. There was a special feeling.
It gave me a life in this town. It gave me a career.
I had no idea it would become part of Americana, none.
Happy Days doesn't come into anybody's life very often.
We had a great time.
Doesn't Richard look nice tonight?
He's got stinky stuff on his hair.
Is that what that smell is? I thought the milk was sour.
On January 15th, 1974, a Modest Family show set in the 50s debuted and spawned nostalgia, incredible careers, and over a decade of happy days for the close-knit TV family. Henry Winkler hung up his leather jacket in 1984 for great success behind the scenes as a director and as the executive producer of MacGyver, but still remembers Arthur Fonzarelli fondly.
I will always have the Fonz with me, do you know? He was very generous. He gave me the T-shirt off his back.
Oh, Howard! What?
You are so cute when you get mad.
So are you, Marion.
Mr. and Mrs. C were the perfect 50s couple. Marion Ross says that after a few years on the show, she started playing mom even after the camera stopped rolling.
I would say to the prop man, let's have a roast today. Nice roast. And then, so out would come all this beautiful food that they would buy from some restaurant, you know, and the crew would say, oh, look at that roast. Haven't seen a roast like that in a long time.
Ross continues to work in TV and theater, while Tom Bosley has taken on another fatherly role. His series, Father Dowling, has been on for 2 seasons, but Bosley says it's Mr. C he's famous for.
Everyone wants to know, well, are you Howard Cunningham at home? And I said, no. I said, I don't have the words when the problems come up at home. They're not written for. They have to come out of my head. And in the second place, I have children that will attest to the fact that why can't you be Howard Cunningham at home the way you are on TV?
The time we spent together was the best time of my whole life.
Erin Moran made the nickname Shortcake seem not too terrible. She began on the show at age 12 and grew up on screen. Now, far from the limelight, living with her husband in Mammoth, California, Moran says it was tough aging in front of America.
Growing up on the show, going through, you know, all the female things that you go through growing up, it was hard because I was going through so many different emotions. Didn't know how to feel, you know. I would feel one way and then I'd feel another, and I just worked it in with the character.
Fonzie, I mean, we're not as cool as you are.
Ron Howard sure turned that around. After 7 seasons, he traded in his Letterman jacket for a director's hat as the force behind such hits as Parenthood, Splash, and Willow. He says it was his years as an actor which helped him keep his cool with his latest successful career.
I have kind of grown up in this business and learned sort of a craft, and as a result, it's never been that kind of burning, driving passion to sort of prove to everybody that I was tough or big or strong, you know, or smart or anything like that.
Howard's best buddies on the show followed in his footsteps. Both Anson Williams and Don Most are taking a shot at directing, and Most says fate almost took them in another direction.
They almost spun off another show. My character and Anson Williams, Ralph and Potsy, we were like this close for that to take off. So I guess it was just a tribute to you know, what we had built, what everybody there had built.
Williams says even though he didn't know it back then, he's glad that never happened.
Early on, I felt much better behind the camera, whether it was writing or directing. I liked it a lot more. I respect acting to the hilt. I just felt tremendous limitations there and not behind the camera. It just feels great.
All right, what's your name?
Joni.
Joni, is that with a Y or an I-E?
And after a year on the spin-off Joni Loves Chachi, even Scott Baio caught the directing bug. He directed episodes of his own show, Charles in Charge, and recently went behind the cameras of an ex-co-star, Al Molinaro's new show, Family Man. Even 7 years after the demise of Happy Days, both actors credit their friendships and successes to the series.
And Greg.
That show just gave me whatever I have. Whatever show I had after that, whatever films I did after that, whatever this I'm doing now. You know, and anybody that worked in that show will tell you the same thing.
You lived together for 10 years, right? And in these long series, you become so bonded. I mean, You have, you know, marriages, divorces, death in the families, babies. I mean, you are really a family.
And I guess when you reach a milestone like this, you have to reflect back on what you've done and on what you've accomplished. So thank you all for being part of our family. To happy days.
Two other television series were spun off from Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy. In weeks to come, we'll visit them as well on Fast Forward.
You know, we were talking about that earlier. I forgot that Mork and Mindy was spun off from that.
I know, this show had a major impact on television as we know it. It's good to know everybody from the show's doing so well.
Oh, yeah, very talented folks.
Fun piece.
Happy Days was full of a lot of actors who made their fame and fortune over the years on a TV series. Now there's a new group of young actors hoping to hit it big, but they don't want to wait around. They are waiting tables by night, hoping to hit it big in Hollywood by day.
I used to think I could never be happy doing a real job. I had to call and find out whether or not they'd accepted me.
Hollywood. In The Ticket Out of Here, 9 rookie actors play out the trials and frustrations facing young talent breaking into Hollywood.
I mean, I know it's a hard business and everything, but anything in this life worth a damn is.
Director and leading man Jefferson Davis put it together using a home video camera, all on a shoestring budget of just $8,000.
Who says you have to have $1 million anyway? Okay, Jefferson has a camera, we're actors. We'll just do something. You know, we could get together after work on Monday night.
Oh, yeah, and we'll get Mickey and Judy in a barn and we'll put on a show.
Although it's not quite ready for release, the movie has been screening at film festivals, and it's already caught the attention of casting agents and producers.
We have every studio in town calling, every agency in town calling. It's kind of wonderful, actually, but it's like if somebody wrote this down in a movie, you wouldn't believe it. God, that'll never happen.
You can still find Jefferson waiting on those same producers and agents at LA's trendy Chaya Venice restaurant, but he says not for long. In the meantime, co-star Jerry Gideon has already found steady work in an upcoming cable television series after being discovered in the film.
Now all the things that we knew that we could do all the time that nobody really gave us an opportunity to do, we're doing because we all made this film together.
However, fellow cast members Romy Rosemont and Sarah Peary say none of them have any illusions about finding stardom in Hollywood. They say the film shows all sides.
It tells the side that you could be here and you could swear you're never going to get out of this business and you end up working a 9-to-5 job. Or you could be like the character Jerry, who turns out to be a star.
As for Jefferson, he says the message of The Ticket Out of Here is in the making of the film itself.
There are 10 million home video cameras in this country. So as far as I'm concerned, there's 10 million filmmakers out there. If they want to make a film, they can make a film. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Well, The Ticket Out of Here may be just the ticket out of there. It won the Gold Award at the Houston International Film Festival for Best Low-Budget Feature.
And just as soon as we come back, Leonard Maltin celebrates the movie heritage of an unappreciated Hollywood minority.
How do you find the best doctors in the Delaware Valley?
Hello, Prologue. This is Laura. May I help you find a doctor?
I sure hope so.
I do, too. How can I help?
I have a pain in my right side and a temperature, and I've had the fever for 3 days.
I'm showing 3 internists right near you. 2 have been in practice for 6 years. The other's been in practice for 12.
Can you tell me more about the third doctor?
Sure, I can tell you. He's married, he's 37, has 3 children, and his philosophy of practice looks like what you've been asking for.
I think he sounds perfect.
I tried it once. Have you been hanging around those boys?
Grandma, they're my friends. They like me.
You're throwing your life away. And don't even have the self-respect to do anything about it.
But it's hard, Grandma.
Oh, honey, talk to people who care about you, like me. Neighbors. Folks at the school.
Okay.
Ray, are you afraid of anything?
Sure.
Have you ever tried to ignore your fear, hoping it'll go away?
Absolutely.
Well, millions of women do that every year with breast cancer.
And the fact is, the more you know, the more you can help yourself.
Learn more about the battle against breast cancer in a free seminar, Saturday, May 11th at the hotel atop the Bellevue. Call 627-4447 for more information. Sponsored by KYW-TV and KYW News Radio to benefit Philadelphia's Breast Health Institute.
Hey,
You know those kids in your class who think that shooting spitballs is more important than listening to your teacher? Bunch of yutzes. The thing is, teachers know their stuff, and not just school stuff. They know that kids won't get good jobs if the only thing they learn is how to start food fights. So listen to your teachers, not the wise guys. The more you learn in school, the better off you'll be when you get out.
This weekend is Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May, one of the biggest holidays of the year for Mexico and Mexican Americans. Just exactly the proper time for Leonard Maltin to look back at the stars of Hispanic Hollywood. Leonard.
That's right, John. Well, this is a weekend when many Mexican Americans celebrate. Like other ethnic groups in this country, they haven't always been pleased with their depiction on screen. But as the author of a new book points out, Hispanics have fared better than many others in movie history, and there's much in their Hollywood heritage to be proud of.
How you doing, Mr. Corleone?
Andy Garcia, Jimmy Smits, Edward James Olmos. Just a few contemporary stars whose Hispanic heritage is well known and a source of pride in their Latino community. But there were many stars, in some cases even bigger stars than these, in the 1920s and 30s, when Hollywood opened its doors to Hispanic actors and actresses. The irony is that it all came about because of the enormous popularity of Rudolph Valentino, the man who ushered in the era of the Latin lover. Valentino, of course, was Italian, but Americans didn't make that distinction. What he was handsome and exotic. And the craze for Latin lovers grew so strong that Hollywood shoehorned other young actors into that image, like Ricardo Cortez, whose real name was Jacob Krantz. Even the late Dolores Del Rio, who conquered American movies and then became the queen of Mexican cinema, got her first break because a director was thinking of Valentino, as she recalled in 1981.
He looked at me and he said, you know, you look just like Valentino. You are the female Valentino. And he said, all our stars in Hollywood are blonde, blue eyes. We don't have the Latin type.
There were many ironies in those days, and they're all included in the comprehensive new book, Hispanic Hollywood, by George Hadley Garcia.
If you were Hispanic and you were a star, you almost never played Hispanic. Like Dolores Del Rio, Ramon Navarro, they played French people, Polynesians, Italians. Ramon Navarro played Hebrew in Ben-Hur, the most expensive silent movie. Dolores Del Rio told me she would love to have played a Mexican, but the producers did not want her to reflect on screen what she really was. And in fact, her publicity would say she was Spanish when she was not.
Just the same, Garcia says, the fact that a star like Mexican Lupe Velez was there on the screen meant a great deal.
The big stars were role models because Hispanic American would look at the screen and say, I'm one of them.
And while things have changed a great deal for Hispanic actors today, and opportunities have widened tremendously, there's still a long way to go.
We need more Hispanic writers and directors, producers. We have lots of actors and actresses, but they occur so infrequently. So that when a film like La Bamba or Stand and Deliver comes along and becomes a hit, and people love it and it helps careers, but then it's quite an interval until the next one. So we need more good roles for Hispanics.
Absolutely true, no question of that. The history is very interesting, though, and this book, Hispanic Hollywood, I recommend to you very highly. I learned a lot from it myself.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thanks, Leonard. Well, Tom Selleck fans are certainly in for a treat this week. 2 of his movies are out on home video, which makes for a mini Tom Selleck film festival. We begin in the Australian outback.
Is everybody in this country as butt ugly as you three?
Tom Selleck fans can get a double dose of their hero on home video this week. In the 1860s Western Quigley Down Under, sharpshooter Selleck travels to Australia to work for rancher Alan Rickman. But he soon finds himself on the outs with his boss and partnered with feisty Laura San Giacomo.
What a crock. Hey, where did you hear that expression?
What a crock. What'd they do?
Selleck stars with Ted Danson and Steve Guttenberg in 3 Men and a Little Lady. This time, the trio of dads schemed to stop the child's mother from moving to England and taking their little girl with her.
Every incident in a person's life affects everything else that follows it.
Another Hollywood leading man, Michael Caine, stars in Mr. Destiny, playing a mystical spirit who gives Jim Belushi the chance to turn back the clock and change the course of his life. Also out on home video, Havana, starring Robert Redford and Lena Olin.
And coming up next, pop star Rick Astley lets his hair down on his new album.
Now you can enjoy the drink that's been on every Russian space mission. Sputnik, made with 10% real beet juice and 20...
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and go.
If you're watching Fat and Cholesterol, here's some good advice.
Have a brownie. Brownie?
They're Pillsbury's Love and Lights.
They're new. Low fat, cholesterol free.
A new line of Love and Lights brownies, muffins, cakes and frostings with the great taste you expect from Pillsbury. So do those leg lifts.
Then do some foot lifts, because nothing's as loving like my Love and Lights.
Take good care of my baby. Be just as kind as you can be. And would you please remember to treat her soft and tender, because my baby belongs to me.
Johnson's brings out the baby soft shine born in your hair.
This was really worth getting up for.
You know, it's the first time we've had a chance to talk since we got here.
Do I taste cinnamon?
Uh-huh. It's Cafe Vienna, one of General Foods' international coffees.
It's perfect in the morning.
Mine's Cafe Francais. It's so smooth and light.
You know, this is so nice. Think we ought to let the guys in on it?
Nah, let them sleep. This is our time.
Celebrate the moments of your life.
With General Foods International Coffees.
Great cake! Maybe for you, but my hemorrhoids are killing me.
Try Sit Again. Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going.
Travel arrangements and a promotional fee furnished by Delta Airlines. Fly to your favorite sunspot on Delta, Florida, the Bahamas, California, Mexico, or Hawaii. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
Production assistance furnished by MasterCard, the card that's accepted at over 8 million places. No wonder no card helps you master more moments than MasterCard.
Celebrating a birthday on Saturday, country singer Randy Travis is 32. Singer Nicholas Ashford of Ashford & Simpson is 48. Actress Audrey Hepburn turns 62. And jazz band leader Maynard Ferguson is 63.
On Sunday, our birthday wishes go out to actress Annette Bening, who turns 33, country singer Tammy Wynette, 49, actress Pat Carroll is 64, actress Ann B. Davis, 65 on Sunday, and actress Alice Faye turns 76.
Rick Astley burst onto the U.S. music scene as a fresh-faced pop star back in 1987. That first album, Whenever You Need Somebody, sold nearly 2 million copies, but sparked a period of change and soul-searching that's led to Astley's new album.
She's taken my time, convinced me she's fine.
British pop singer Rick Astley has just released his third album, Free. His first earned 3 consecutive #1 hits in America. The first single to be released off this one is Cry for Help. He spent almost 2 years preparing for this album, and to some, it marks a comeback.
I don't really feel I've been away long enough for a comeback, but I feel it's kind of a new start for me. It is part 2 kind of thing, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy with what I've done musically with the record.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
When Astley released Never Gonna Give You Up, he was 21 years old, and his music was very popular in dance clubs. Since then, he's grown his hair, changed production companies, and is very involved with his own promotion.
I understand that because I've grown my hair and I've been away for a couple of years and people think I'm creating a new image or something, and I'm trying to be older and trying to be credible, folks, you know. I'm not. I've just done something different. After all, I'm 4 years older than when I released my first record. I've changed as a person. I am more mature as a person.
Astley's also seen a change in his personality. He's finding success away from his quiet, shy image and learning to open up to the public and press.
I'm not one of these people, I don't think, who is perfect with the publicity machine, you know. It doesn't particularly I'm not a natural to it. Like I said before, it's taken a few years to just feel even relaxed about it. You know, never mind to just be perfect at it. So, and I think that in America, I think you have to be a bit like that. You know, you really have to sort of sell yourself and go for it.
Ashley says he doesn't mind his quiet, shy, isn't he a nice guy image, and that in many ways he is like that. But he also thinks there are deeper aspects of his personality that this new album will reveal.
When he took office, President George Bush called out for 1,000 points of light to open the way to the future. Randy Travis got the point and is delivering his personal contribution.
There's a point when you cannot walk away.
Point of Light, Randy Travis's latest single, is not just another country song. President Bush had actually asked that a song be written about his 1,000 points of light concept of volunteer community involvement.
All it takes is a point of light.
Travis was then asked to record the song. This recent performance is the second time that Bush has heard it. Randy recalls the first time he sang Point of Light to them.
I was a nervous wreck. I looked down one time and saw Miss Bush going like that. She was crying. She was wiping like a tear out of her eye. I said, okay, I can't look down there again. It was getting to me.
Until it meets a single point of light.
Proceeds from the song will benefit the nonprofit Point of Light Foundation. Last week at a White House ceremony honoring the nation's volunteers, Travis again performed his song.
Their belief is if a person helps somebody each and every day, this would be a whole lot better United States, and I agree with that 100%.
On the personal side, Randy recently went public about a long-time romance with his manager, Liv Hatcher. They're in the process of building a dream house near Nashville and gave Entertainment Tonight an exclusive look at the place.
I love it out here, and of course, as you've seen, with the remodeling that we're doing, it's kind of in a wreck right now, but hopefully that's going to change soon.
But we've got enough room if we want.
Building this house represents quite an accomplishment for this couple who have been together for 14 years.
It's been a wonderful experience from having no money at all and still being able to find something we enjoyed to building a house.
Travis will be including Points of Light on a new album he's planning for this fall.
A new book threatens to expose one of the most secretive Hollywood stories, and Mary Hart has more on our inside story for Monday. Mary.
Thank you, Lisa. Reclusive superstar Michael Jackson has clamped a lid on the details of his private life until now. An explosive new unauthorized biography claims to shed light on Jackson's way out lifestyle.
The fact that he watches plastic surgeries for entertainment value, I know is true. There are strange things about Michael Jackson that go beyond the hyperbaric chamber in the Elephant Man's bones.
Michael Jackson revealed the inside story on his unauthorized biography Monday on Entertainment Tonight.
You know you're very special to me. Now, let me start again. We've been going together for almost 2 years now, right? 1 year, 10 months, 21 days, right? Why don't I just say it? Will you marry me? You want to think about it?
At Easter Seals, we believe it's what you say, not how you say it.
You will? Really? Really?
Support Easter Seals.
It makes life safer to have rules.
Yeah, if you didn't have rules, someone would get hurt. You shouldn't make noise on the bus because sometimes the bus driver, he needs his ears to hear everything.
Like when you have to stop by the train tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't stay too close to the curb, otherwise you could get flattened or something. You should walk at least 10 feet away from the bus so you can see the driver and the driver can see you. It's very cool to follow the rules.
Sight without sound. For too long, it's been a reality.
But with the coming of this device, the closed caption decoder,
it can open up a wonderful world to so many, for so many reasons.
Someone you know could probably benefit from closed captioning. The joy of motion pictures, television, live news can be seen, understood, and enjoyed. But there's more.
Closed captioning can help teach children to read.
And even help fight adult illiteracy.
For more information, please call this number.
McGruff here. I want you to learn a song that tells people to say no to drugs.
users and losers are users. I don't use drugs, don't use drugs. Come on. If you know a user even part of the time, tell them to quit, take a bite out of crime. Users are losers and losers are users. So don't use drugs, don't use drugs. Now, teach it to everybody and help take a bite out of crime.
Next weekend on Entertainment Tonight, the behind-the-scenes story of Billy Crystal's remarkable career. From comedian to actor and now to star and producer, Crystal's one of Hollywood's most successful performers. He'll share the secret of his success next weekend on Entertainment Tonight. I can't wait for that. I love Billy Crystal.
Now, you were riding horses with him, right?
Well, I was on a horse with him. The Detroit Pistons have one of the best success stories in the National Basketball Association. They were NBA champs last year. This year, the team is in the playoffs.
But the team was a hit even when they had one of the worst records in the NBA. Fans have been filling their home court, the Palace, because the Pistons decided that there was more to basketball than just the game. At the Palace, home of the Detroit Pistons, fans are likely to see everything from rollerblade dancing to old movies and party pranks. And they even have basketball. But according to the Pistons CEO, Tom Wilson, the one thing you won't find here is somebody snoozing in the stands.
We tried to realize that this isn't sports, this is the entertainment business. And our motto is kind of entertainment tonight and every night if possible.
The Pistons are winners off the court as well as on. Their nonstop promotions are netting them about $3 million a year, more than their league competitors. That is a lot of beer and hot dogs.
In the old days, when we were a terrible team, it was anything we could do to get people in here. If we had to run punk night situations where everybody coming in wearing a leather jacket got in for free or $1, 10,000 people would show up. We'd do anything clever that we could.
Their unorthodox ways of keeping fan loyalty during the tough times include highlighting fans and their achievements, and even auctioning off other teams' memorabilia.
Who's bidding more than 500?
When the action cools down on the court, it heats up in the stands. Cupid makes a regular appearance, and Palace Vision may be renamed Romance Vision, as the 9-foot-high video scoreboard makes private proposals into public entertainment. With the fans scoring points of their own, even players find it hard to keep their minds on the game.
You have to sneak peeks at the scoreboard. You know, there's certain tricks you do. There's the wipe and the towel. Act like you're looking at the score. There's the, you know, act like you're talking about a play, diagram it out on the floor when you're actually looking up there. So there's certain things that a player has to do not to get caught.
With over 145 straight sold-out games, the Pistons are now the hottest ticket in town, but they're always looking for a new idea.
We've never had a Mary Hart night. Maybe we could get a look-alike thing or something like that. We'd have some fun with that, I think.
I'm really sorry, big guy, but Mary is a Lakers fan.
No, I bet she likes the Pistons, too.
I'm sure that she does now and after this story. I'm a Pistons fan and a Lakers fan. I'm a fan of all basketball teams.
Let me just bail you right out of this,
I love them all.
Remember last weekend when we examined the battle of celebrity pets, you know, the dog lovers versus the cat lovers? We told you folks you could call in and vote for your personal faves.
Well, the results are in, and dogs win by a whisker. 51% of you voted for canines, only 49% voted for my favorite, felines. Because of your calls, though, we're able to donate money to groups that help pets.
And the money will go to two organizations, the Humane Society of the United States and the Amanda Foundation. That's a group that rescues and finds homes for abandoned pets. So that's nice. Thanks for calling. It was
I feel like
fun.
we're doing a pet telethon here.
I know, but it was nice.
It was. Join us next weekend. Billy Crystal takes us behind the scenes on his new movie, City Slickers, and we'll fast forward with the stars of the hit series Laverne and Shirley.
We got to say goodbye. We leave you with more from Rick Astley. His latest single, Cry for Help, is the number 10 song in the country this week. See you back here.
Hi, I'm Tim Paulson, Vice President of Hair Club for Men. And of course, I'm also a client. Like these men, I called Hair Club's toll-free number requesting their informative booklet about thinning hair. Probably the best call I ever made. Inside is everything you need to know about hair replacement, including a complete objective bibliography. You'll learn about weaves, transplants, and misconceptions of minoxidil, as well as Hair Club's non-surgical strand-by-strand system.
Even when I run my fingers through Sean's hair, it still feels natural, like his own, even when the hair blows around. It looks very natural. Even when wet, Gerard's hair still looks like it's all his own.
Remember, if you want more facts, free and without obligation, you can call this toll-free number for your booklet. No salesman will call you. Consultations are free.
Don't forget, we stand behind it. And remember, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
Lyme disease is transmitted by a tick the size of a pinhead, which can attack during a walk in the woods or a park, or even in your own backyard. But tick bites can be prevented, and the disease can often be successfully treated, especially in the early stages. The Will Rogers Institute is offering a free booklet to help you learn about Lyme disease. It tells how to recognize the symptoms and the best ways to reduce your chances of getting it. For your free copy, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
The story behind an NBC movie comes to life tomorrow at 11.
November 1968. Raiders versus the Jets. 50 seconds left to play when suddenly Heidi takes center field. Now the true story behind the programming blunder that blew the network switchboard.
July 1976. For 12 long months, he terrorized the world's biggest city. What became of the cold-blooded killer who called himself Son of Sam?
Stephen Bochco, Eva Marie Saint, and Arthur Ashe's favorite memories.
Plus 40 years of TV and movie crime fighters, next on Memories, Then and Now.
Sun comes up, the sun goes down. Life goes on while the world goes round. It's a story that's been running for 1,000 years. Faces change, but not the hopes and fears. They say life goes on, and you can't go back again. But like an old sweet song with a strong refrain, the memories remain.
Hello, I'm Chuck Scarborough.
And I'm Catherine Kinley. Welcome to Memories Then and Now.
You know, there's nothing more exciting than the final minutes of a football game, especially when the winner hasn't yet been decided. So, 68, a Raiders-Jets game was suddenly interrupted in mid-play.
It wasn't a technical problem that pulled the plug on that famous face-off. No please stand by announcement filled TV screens. Instead, hardened football fans retreated to the movie Heidi. And the network switchboard lit up like a Christmas tree. What really happened to cause one of the biggest blunders in programming history, and how do the executives feel about it today? We'll find out as we return to the football contest that came to be called the Heidi game.
Then is November 1968, and the Beatles are on the charts with Revolution. And the world is changing. Richard Nixon's on his way to the White House. Yale breaks with its all-male tradition and admits women for the first time. And the streets are filled with protesters as demonstrations against the Vietnam War reach new highs.
Even football was in a turbulent state of change as the upstart AFL, led by cocky Broadway Joe Namath, begins to challenge the NFL for our attention. Namath and the Jets are in Oakland on November 17th to play the Raiders. It's a matchup of the two best teams in the league, and NBC is hoping a lot of people will watch. It will broadcast the game coast to coast and then run Heidi, a TV movie which it has promoted heavily. Kurt Gowdy was in the announcer's booth for the game.
It was one of the most exciting games I ever broadcast. The two teams hated each other, and they were both having good seasons. They were both 7 wins and 2 losses. It looked like they were on their way for sure to the playoffs.
The game is everything a football fan dreams of. Namath is at his best, but the Raiders answer each Jet touchdown with one of their own. It's clear this barn burner is going to come down to the closing seconds. But NBC has a problem. Master Control is instructed to switch to Heidi at 7 sharp. But it's clear the game will go past 7. Scotty Connell, the game's executive producer, is trying to get more time, but he can't reach the New York control room by phone.
We had an overload of phone calls because at 6:45 you had all the mothers who for months had been, we had been promoting Heidi as, a classic. And all the children were lined up in the rooms and across the country, as they were in my room. In my home, I had 8 children. They were all sitting there waiting to see Heidi. But by the same token, you had the fellows out there watching the football game. And everyone's reading that at 7 o'clock, Heidi comes on. So they all call.
In the white room with black curtains.
So many fans try to call NBC, the whole telephone exchange blows. With just over a minute left, the Jets are up by 3. But the Raiders are driving for a touchdown. The network has decided to delay Heidi and stay with the game. Connell thinks they know that in the control room.
And I turned to all the children and I said, to see children, how your daddy has this game and the network right in the palm of his hands. And it was about 10 seconds later that I died in front of all my children.
With the Raiders on the Jets' 42 and threatening to score.
This is Heidi.
The network switches to Heidi.
It was just a dreadful experience. I fully expected to be fired the next day. I really did.
Well, we had no idea what was happening with the television people. Certainly, we were caught up on the field with the game that will give you whiplash when you're watching it. I mean, it went back and forth, back and forth. We thought we had the game won.
But they didn't. While Jets fans watched the sweet story of a little Swiss girl, the Raiders scored twice in the last 65 seconds to beat the Jets 43-32. Football fans everywhere were outraged that they'd been cheated out of one of the great endings of all time. Director Teddy Nathanson even got yelled at by his mom.
And all she did was bawl the hell out of me. He said, how could you do that? And I said, oh, Mother, it's not my fault. And I remember the next day walking down 50th Street between Madison Avenue and 5th Avenue and literally hearing 5 or 6 people talking about the Heidi game. I mean, it was on everybody's lips.
The Jets went on to beat the Raiders in the playoffs and then beat the NFL Colts in Super Bowl III. The new league was here to stay. Today, the men who were there ironically say the Heidi game was the best thing to ever happen to the AFL.
I just had a hunch. This is going to be the greatest promotion the American Football League ever had.
It brought parity to the American Football League, and they became amalgamated with the National Football League.
But what really made it special was what happened. What happened? The game was shut off the air, they pulled the switch on it, and that was the story. That the nation didn't get to see this exciting finish. That's what made it, and that's what made it famous, and it's still called the Heidi game.
As a direct result of the furor that followed that game, NBC now maintains a direct line from the broadcast truck at the stadium to the network control center. Insiders still refer to it as the Heidi phone.
TV super producers Stephen Bochco, Eva Marie Saint, and Arthur Ashe's favorite memories are next. But first, it's time for our regular yearbook quiz. Let's go back to 1944, Eastern District High School in Brooklyn, New York. After graduation, this serious-looking senior went on to the big time, and today he's a humorous Hollywood hyphenate. Do you know his name? We'll have it for you when Memories Then and Now continues.
Memories Then and Now, sponsored in part by Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best.
The first word out of the mouths of babes is usually, Mommy. And what better time to thank the woman who inspired your first word? Good choice. Than Mother's Day, with cards and gifts from your Hallmark store.
Who's that for? Mommy.
At Hallmark, you'll not only find what you're looking for, you'll find looking for it a pleasure.
Can you say Daddy?
Mommy.
See you at Hallmark.
And participating Hallmark stores have an offer with a special ring to it. With a $5 Hallmark purchase, we'll mail you $5 free long-distance service from U.S. Sprint, even if you're not a Sprint customer. Check Thursday's paper for details and see what everyone's talking about.
Domino's Pizza delivers in 30 minutes or less, so you know it's going to be hot and fresh. Call Domino's tonight for this hot deal. A medium with all the toppings you want, just $8.99. Another one, only $4 more. So call Domino's Pizza now. It's an incredible mission from the New Futurist. Every one-of-a-kind, floor model, and discontinued items in our superstores must be sold. It's the impossible. Every closet item is marked 50% off. Every superstore has the order. Forget the profit. Just sell it now. Waiting for income tax return? Ask about our interest-free 90-day same-as cash plan. There's new Sealy waveless water bid ready with any water bid purchase. Remember, one-of-a-kind and limited quantities are on a first-come, first-served basis. After Monday night, this sale will self-destruct. The New Futurist is an accredited water bid council dealer.
In a world of drugs, there's always a place for another pusher, especially when you push the most addictive drug of all, love. It's about time parents became the pushers.
Welcome back. We had a yearbook quiz for you before the break, and here's another look at our celebrity graduate. Once again, the year was 1944, Eastern District High School in Brooklyn, New York. Today, this solemn-looking guy is known for his wacky sense of humor. In 1944, classmates knew him as Melvin Kaminsky, but to us, he's Mel Brooks.
Holy underwear! Sheriff murdered, innocent women and children blown to bits. We've got to protect our phony baloney job, gentlemen. We must do something about this immediately. Immediately, immediately. Harumph, 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 harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Mel Brooks got his start playing the drums at a resort hotel in New York's Catskill Mountains. His first big TV job was writing for Sid Caesar on Your Show of Shows. Now it's time for 3 other celebrities to recall their most memorable moments as we get ready to take a stroll down memory lane.
Remember, 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 remember.
We begin with writer-producer Stephen Bochco, whose ensemble series in the 80s, Hill Street Blues, redefined the police drama. Bochco earned 6 of the show's record 26 Emmys during its 7-year run. Another Emmy-studded series of his is L.A. Law, a slick, savvy look at the legal profession. Despite his short-lived musical drama Cop Rock, Bochco's progressive ideas have established new frontiers for episodic television. The Hollywood heavyweight remembers his New York childhood, especially one fall day when prime time didn't belong to cops or lawyers, but to a bunch of beloved bums.
I think one of my most powerful memories is of cutting school to stay home and watch the last game of the 1955 World Series, in which the Dodgers won their first World Championship ever. That team really formed my sense of underdog, you know, what it is to be an underdog and rooting for the underdog.
Actress Eva Marie Saint went to college to become a teacher and emerged an aspiring actress. She made her film debut as Marlon Brando's love interest in 1954's On the Waterfront. It earned her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Considered one of Hollywood's classiest and most acclaimed film stars, Saint has done mostly television the past 15 years and recently won an Emmy. She says she didn't watch much TV in the 50s because of her busy schedule, but recalls discovering why one television star was such a howling success.
My husband, who's still a director, was directing, and I remember he directed Lassie, and he took our children on the set, and then we realized there was more than one Lassie, and I was really upset. And he never told us that, but there was a Lassie to bark and a Lassie to jump.
Don't worry, Lassie. We're not in the ladybug business.